You know, I think I've already mentioned how much I like the down to earth, ground level viewpoint of this game. I really like how so far our major recurring characters are a news reporter for a local newspaper, and and that's it. Actually, that's not in plural. It's just the one guy. Like that says something about how ground level we are, and I love it. I know eventually we're going to go a little bit higher tier than that, but hello, SJ, Bad Diesel, Diligent Brakeman, Mr. Red. I actually just finished eating like 2 minutes ago because uh, the way I cook so I had some hamburger patties still made and prepped, but I hadn't cooked them. So the way I cook them is kind of slow. I don't actually have a proper grill, but I have a grilled thing I put in the oven. And I put them in there and I bake them for about 30 minutes. And it turns out really good, but that takes 30 minutes. So I mean, yeah, honestly, even the biggest thing we've dealt with so far, Mr. Red, is a local bandit gang which kidnapped an a passenger liner. Which, I mean, that's not minuscule, but still, that's the biggest thing we've dealt with in 2 chapters and a prologue. And even that was spoilers. So, anyways, the orphanage is burning down. That would be funny, Raven Zero. And hello, little pixie nerd. I mean, you remember back when fire was a huge problem everywhere? For like any city? Those look like stone walls. And they all died. The end. I'm kidding. I hope I'm kidding. Okay, now before we go any further, we're going to do a couple things here really quick. Just real quick. The first thing we're going to do is going to cheat our balls off and become women. Everyone, we are now women, just so you know. I hope that's okay with everyone. I'll just do this. This. No. This. Hang on, it's gonna take me a minute. Okay. Cheating powers activated. Form of not having to grind. Oh, that's the wrong building. I want the... Where's the building I want? Oh, it's right next door. Let's start it. Okay, so now that we don't have to grind, just gonna get rid of all that. All right, so first of all, we're gonna unlock these. There we go. Okay. course I know. Not that either. There we go. Hang on. You think they're actually going to manage to lift off this time? Good. So didn't they try earlier this week, I want to say? Man, there are a lot of courts that the game this guide I'm looking at says I should go grind for, which I obviously didn't. So we'll make do with what we got. Now I'm going to ask a really dumb question. Which thing is this again? I'll put that up there. Like, what are they launching, I guess is really what I'm asking. I agree with that, Bad Diesel. Well, yeah, I mean, nobody cares about, you know, space anymore. Don't be ridiculous. Nobody cares about space. Okay. God, she has a lot of spells now. Jeez Louise, look at that. Okay. Oh, that's set up. Yeah, it's definitely a chill run, Mr. Red. For good or for bad. Oh, that's right. That's why. It's okay. There's people walking in place, so they should be okay. So thankfully the matron and the kids lived. Which admittedly, I didn't remember, so I was a little hesitant there. Like, oh god. I mean, I wouldn't put it past this series to kill, you know, a bunch of orphans. Yeah, I've noticed. If it wasn't for the fast forward button, I would be substantially more irritated by it, Raven Zero. Because, yeah. Pacing. No good. That's fair, Takota. I've heard it argued once that the story doesn't actually... The plot, let me be more clear. The plot doesn't actually start until the ending. After the final dungeon. After the final boss. Hey, Juju's. Well, it's okay. I was speaking of which, I should actually probably put up the cheat flag that I've already committed to. Sorry. Are we cheating? Yes. It probably should, Blackfile, but I don't really think it does. Based on memory, of course. Remember, I only vaguely remember this game. But, like, the plot of this game... Real okay, so, you know how we had the big story arc... Big story. This isn't cheating. No, this is built in. But giving myself quartz, that's cheating. Anyway, so when you... you know how the Chapter 1 story arc was, oh my god, the airliner's been captured, right? And then we solved that. We fixed that. I mentioned that because that's what most of the plots in this game feel like, even the main plot, to me. They're what I usually refer to as regional stories. It's also probably worth noting that when this game originally came out, according to what I have read, gotta add that, most people who played it weren't even aware that this was part 1 of 3. It just kind of was like, okay, well, that's that, I guess. Yeah, that too, Dakota. There are plenty of part 1s that never got a part 2. This is lucky to get a part 9. Yeah, Xenosaga is actually a good example of that whole never got the full arcs it was supposed to thing. Hell, Xenogears qualifies as that. There was supposed to be a Xenogears 2. There wasn't. Yeah, arguably Xenogears didn't even get itself. So now this is going to sound weird, but I don't mind, on paper, the idea of a game just being about local regional stories. You know, basically a whole game that's a slice of the life kind of a thing. That doesn't really bother me. And I like the idea of it. We're going to have to see how well it handles the execution of it as we go through this. It is worth noting that this is also set up for the future chapters. So... I was say, what do you want to bet that this story arc, this chapter arc, is going to be about the ravens and the fire? I was going to say, we could probably count on two hands, possibly more, how many characters from just one, this game, actually come back in, future games. I mean, Shira comes back, just to name one. Also, the mayor's clearly evil because he's been too nice and kind consistently. And people that are nice and kind and in power don't exist, as we all know. Exactly, Takoida. God, I hope that's actually not going to be true in this one. I don't remember this chapter, like, at all. I gotta be honest. I don't even remember who Chloe is. I mean, Raven's here. You could also mention Mayor Annabelle or whatever. Maybelle? No, I really don't remember. If you want, I will stop right now and look up who Chloe is. Because I have zero memory of her. Give me a sec. I'm going to look her up right now. Let's see. Here we go. She shows up in Cold Steel 4. Nope, I can now say 100% certainty that I did not remember her. Considering from what I understand, Cold Steel 4 is supposed to be the end of the entire series, yeah, it makes sense that they'd have a lot of characters come back. I remember Estelle's reaction to learning what an S rank is. No wonder. That is on. I do remember the first time I picked up Cold Steel. Because my first thought was, oh, so it's a military academy of geniuses that are all high school students. Groan! I can go faster than this. I turned this down to make it a little bit more controllable. Well, Clem's about to get killed. Brat. Quick, we can make it. I like ludicrous speed well enough. In fact, I enjoyed Half-Minute Hero a great deal. I even beat 3-second mode. For those of you not aware, Half-Minute Hero has a 3-second mode where you have to go through a stage in 3 seconds rather than 30. It's awesome. But even I have limits, especially when I have no idea what I'm doing or where I'm going, and the game isn't designed for that. Okay. There we go. Oh, I did check. We do have access to Persona 5 cheats. Although I have no idea what half of them mean. But at least we can get, like, infinite money and stuff. If we need to. Well, thank goodness for that, Black File. Basically, yes, Dakota. And if I read their dialogue correctly, they weren't even behind it. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, Grandia. Ugh. I actually bought anti-nausea pills for Grandia, Black Vial. No, Mazanaka. What else did we get here? Sure, let's see what that does. Ow. So here's our new healer. Jesus. She also has that, Mazanaka.
Well, that takes care of that.
So he comes in, he says, "Is this what it's come to? Fighting women and a kid?" And the other guy says, "Shut up, who are you to give us orders?" And then he did the uppercut. I'm just going to keep saying agate. And then I'll correct myself in a billion games. A get? Yeah, we're gonna keep calling him a gate, if that's okay with you guys. Forever! Fine, Aget. Aget? God, that's just... He's a gate. That makes sense. Fukunk. You know what? Hang on.
A gate. A gate.
That's wrong. That's not right. Hang on.
Agate.
Agate. Really? Really? That's how that's pronounced. That's sure. Whatever. I have never heard anyone say it that way in my life. And I used to study gems and collect them. Of course, it makes perfect sense that Joshua would take a shine to an orphan. Although... What? Weird. Oh, whatever. I mean, he's got spiky hair, big sword, pretends to be a dick when he's not. He's not as much of a dork as Cloud is, though. Hey, Bakazuzi. And he takes over the investigation. Oh, right. Gotcha. Yeah, I briefly looked up a guide on what it takes to get to A rank, and holy crap. Interact with this thing. Don't loot this thing. So use this option here. Select this option here. Don't fight this enemy. Just, holy crap. Sure, Bakazuzi. Now that I'm cheating, I am enjoying it a lot more, yes. You've got to be kidding me. The next big story arc is we're going to be in a play. Citizen outreach and regional services comprise plenty of the general work that bracers do. Yeah. Like I said, they're not just about killing monsters. I think this is when Josh was going to dress up as a woman. And make all the ladies jealous, of course. Like you do. I'm not giving it a negative, Mazanaka. I just think it's ridiculous, that's all. And the kind of thing I'll probably never actually do. Where's... Oh, there it is. Yep, nope, I'm right. This is only triple speed. I can go up to 6 times speed. I'll probably just fail at them anyways, Raven Zero. I'm not good at tests. PC, Cubic Skull. GOG, specifically. I don't think there's any difference, but I'm just clarifying. And now, the school portion of the game. I'm kidding, I'm kidding. So now we're not really enrolled, but we have dorms because, I mean, we need some place to stay, right, while we're here. Ugh, there we go. Apparently he doesn't look good in a dress. Yeah, it's pretty long, Anime Pantsu. Another reason I'm willing to cheat on it. It's voice acted too, so there won't be... You'll actually be able to hear everything as we go through it, rather than just me reading at my pace. I have played this before, but I have no real memory of Chapter 2. In fact, I'm gonna make it a point of telling you guys exactly when I start remembering things again. Like when things start looking familiar. Like, I knew about the dressing up as a woman thing, but that's, like, it. Well, you probably have about 5 or 6 days, Anime Pantsu. Really? Raven Zero? Oh, he does it twice! Yes, the next game we'll be playing is Persona 5. With Raven Zero and Battle Programmer both voting for putting off Cold Steel 2, we're moving right into Persona 5 after this. I anticipate that'll take about 2 weeks. No, I've played Persona 5 before, although I barely remember it. I remember the villain, the first villain. I remember the casino thing because it was ridiculous. I remember the main organizational bad guy was stupid. I remember Fat Guy. It's another villain. Yeah, no kidding, Raven Zero. He's probably one of the only characters I remember with any distinction. He just... ugh. If I really start to think about it, I remember there's a guy who was, like, music-related, and there was some kind of, like, geek guy. These are both villains. So there's Joshua. I didn't know his hair was that long. Is that a wig? We'll be playing Royal, Mitch Connor. And I have played Persona 4, although I have basically no memories of that whatsoever. And I've played Persona 3, although I have not finished Persona 3. And yeah, Laura's not a fan of the Persona series. Or of the 3 I've played. I like how Jill's eyes are just gone there. Evil eyes. Poor Joshua. Yes, Cubic Skull. Honestly, I have extremely few memories of the gameplays of any of them. So I'd say it's mostly the story. One moment. I'm sorry. So she's envious of their friendship. So she says, what do you have to be envious of? You have a traveling companion too. Pretty nice looking one to boot. Who you've also, I don't know, lived under the same roof with. You talking about Joshua? That's kind of a silly question. You've got a super hot guy with you all the time, and you're jealous of us living in an all-girl household. I'm playing a tiny violin for you. Like, minuscule in size. Oh, a family thing, she says. I wonder if he feels the same way. Internal shipping. God, the game really pushes that narrative. Just in the game, they push that constantly. Well, first, it'd be impossible, Mr. Red. And second, I hate you. And third, I'd kill you. I'd hunt you down, find where you live, rip your head off, and then toss it out down the toilet, okay? Also, that game doesn't exist, so I don't know what you're talking about. Oh my god, Estelle. Yeah, actually, this is going to sound strange, but the first time I played this, I remember this now. The first time I played this, I actually thought Estelle was into girls. And, like, that's the direction they were taking it. And that would be the whole thing. Like, Joshua is into her, and she's not into him because she's not into hims. But, no. She's just dumb. I mean, oblivious. Why are we attending class? Dense works. I think dense is a good word for her. I like how even Joshua, in a dress, is walking in place. Gotta be doing the Final Fantasy Tactics thing here. I feared this was inevitable. Perhaps fate always intended for us to meet in so base a fashion. Speak that way that we may both be unburdened. If nothing else, for our beloved princess. We would cleave a path through fate with our own hands, but at this moment my words and her smile seem lost. Has fear clutched your heart, Oscar? Ah, but what is this passion that pierces me to the quick? Though I have no wish to fight you again, it would seem I am left with little choice. Before this storm, by the name of revolution, should claim us both, take up your sword, and shall we let fate decide? And the goddess aboves your spirits. To my knowledge, the goddess doesn't actually exist, right? In this setting? If it's a spoiler, say it's a spoiler, and I'll just look it up. It's a spoiler. Got it. Hang on. Oh, I see why you'd say that's a spoiler. Okay, that makes sense. That's all I wanted to know. God, no kidding, Blackfile. Aethos was the only decent person over there, and I'm still probably saying his name wrong. Yeah, the church has actually been woven pretty decently into the narrative. It's just kind of there at every single level of society. Like it's normal. I just noticed she has red eyes and she has purple eyes and he has amber eyes. So, in case you missed all that, at the end of this play, Oscar, the person Chloe is playing, has to kiss the princess, who is being played by Joshua. Estelle, so Chloe mentions that their roles should have been reversed, but Estelle laments that no, he would never think of me that way because he's always looked down at me as a little kid and treated me like his little sister. Possible Raven Zero. That would also lend fuel to the fire of the idea that the only goddess who's actually still active is the goddess of time. The one who demonstrably interferes with the games. Whereas the three don't do anything other than making the world. And throwing down a MacGuffin. Where the heck am I? I'm going to say Magrum really quick, and I'm going to be told I'm wrong. Because they're called Magrum in World of Warcraft, so that counts. No, Nerdnick. I'm told there's fan patches for them. But, yeah. I know, Bad Diesel. I do it all the time. Oh yeah, you can speed up cutscenes. I didn't even realize that. Not a lot of use to it, but it's something. I guess that makes sense since it's speeding up the entire game. They're all dead, Chambery and Graywell, and that's why I became Batman. Wait, no, sorry, we're all fine. This is going to sound really stupid, but I'm suddenly in the mood to play Chrono Trigger. Come on. There we go. I mean, I guess that's fair, but I mean, like, in a specific mood. Craving? Nah, that's the wrong word. Like, I've talked about this before. You know, every now and again I just get a... hunger? It's like, oh, I really want to play such and such. You know what I mean? Just every now and again it's like, man, I really want to sit down and play blank. Spent the afternoon waxing the hair off of Joshua's face and arms. I mean, razor blades exist. They're not exactly a new invention, you know? Just saying. They waxed him just to make sure. See you around, Dakota. Yeah, you'd think Chrono Trigger would come out, you know, on the... Hey, is that Professor Alba? This is a pleasant surprise. I trust you're doing well. Were you invited for the festival? Sadly, no. I'm here on all the business. I've come to investigate a new discovery within the Sapphirl Tower. I was hoping the Academy could provide me some useful materials. Oh, you're really dedicated. Well, I have to be. Research hasn't made me wealthy, so I'm fueled by pure enthusiasm. On a related note, the Academy's curriculum is divided into a few courses, isn't it? Will there be any exhibitions? Yes, although the 3 courses available to study are only after blah, 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 blah. I'd hate to spoil your fun. God. But seriously, though, where the hell is our Chrono Trigger on the Switch? I have no idea, Raven Zero. I mean, my glasses are actually pretty big. I know it's probably hard to see, but if you kind of look close, I mean, you know, I've got pretty big spectacles. Alba? I mean, he's alright, I guess. Got the whole bumbling thing going on, which is kind of neat. trying to think of a character he reminded me of, but I suddenly can't come up with any. Dr. Odin, maybe? Maybe it was in Golden Sun? I feel like there's a JRPG I've played where there's this bumbling, you know, professor, basically, who's there as comic relief. I can't put a finger on it, though. Whatever. Hang on, if I had a picture... Because I barely remember Cold Steel 1. Come on. Come on. Oh my god. There we go. That might be him? Yeah, no, that's him. That's him. Still, I thought there was another character that's not from the Legend of Heroes series that I thought was him, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I ate so much candy, I puked. That's gross. I don't think I've seen that Raven Zero. And yeah, I would agree, Melkor Blade. Definitely some Millennial Fair vibes. Damn it. It's weird playing someone who's pathetic and worthless. I can't just say headcanon we give them money because I'm not in charge of an entire, burgeoning kingdom. With my own army at my back. I'm 2 teenagers. Well, Tidus could be argued to be pathetic and worthless, but the party in FF10 could not. Especially by the time Auron joins, even in lore, they've got a bit of a power party going on in FF10. So no. Yep, nope, I'm right. Honestly, I don't think in many FFs you play someone that low tier. As low tier as we currently are, you know? What? Look, it's hard enough for me to do proper pronunciation. I try every time I can, ISD. No, in FF2, well, FF2 is kind of a unique case. I actually liked both Mazanaka basically equally. Really. You know, I like being powerful, and I like being powerless, as long as the game is properly designed. You have asked that question before, Mr. Rudd, and now I must kill you. I mean, they did manage to make a Machina that could literally destroy a continent, so... That's pretty high tier. But if I'm being honest, I don't think that really counts for FF10, where they've lost most of that. Or, did I say Xanarkand? Whatever. The world of FF10 produced a device that could destroy a continent, which is pretty high tier. Although, if you want to go down that route, FF9 has an entire society that eats planets. Again, I don't think that counts. It's the year 1100, 100 years ago. Liberia was a land of nobles and aristocrats. But commoners held power. Prodigious traders that grew more influential with each passing year. I'm not going to read all these. The stage was set for a final conflict. Who is funding this thing? God, I've done plays in high school and before high school. We would have killed for this kind of set design. You know what we had? A curtain. And we would either be in front of the curtain or behind the curtain. I guess that's fair, Mazanaka. Isn't that Joshua? Oh my god. Look at this! Look at this set design! Ah, you guys suck. I thought I was spoiled by having a school that had, you know, an acting division and a theater. The guy looks cuter than the girls. Know this, Julius. The commoner's impudence can be tolerated no longer. Definitely not a foreshadowing for Cold Steel. They should forget their place and no longer hang on, I gotta get all snooty here. No longer view us as their superiors. Libera's power structure would fall into ruin. It's been 10 years since the Eastern Republic was founded. Perhaps the eventual seizing of power by the common people is inevitable. Don't be ridiculous. I am a noble, and I am better than them. The commoners and nobles alike should cast all tradition aside. Perhaps we should fall to their knees before the Empire's will. Now that's a damn fine duke up there. You let commoners get all high and mighty and your whole society collapses. Your Grace, shut up. Oscar, I'm expecting great things from you. If you can get the royal family on our side, we'll have the great event. This really is kind of Cold Steel foreshadowing, isn't it? Holy crap. I wonder if that's deliberate. I would never use Sicilia for political gain. If you would refuse, it will lead to a bloody uprising and revolution. The royal family and the nobles would disappear into the shadows of history. Our revels now are ended, Captain. I cannot allow Julius and Cecilia to die. Well, I'm a drunkard. No. A clever assassination attempt. Just a noble who once sent me, who wants you out of the picture. He wanted it badly. Yeah, I know, Azure Knight and the Crimson Knight. I mean, come on. He wanted it badly enough to pay me up front, and pretty well at that. All you need to do is die. Oh, I get it. Long has it been since you entered my sight, fair princess? Yes, Julius, it truly has. I cannot help but notice Oscar's not with you today. Back when my father yet breathed, the both of you were oft spoken of by the maids of the court. See, I can't play a woman. You're probably wondering why. Anyways, such he and I... They tried to make me do that once. This would have been in 6th grade. And I was just like... And they didn't do that. Yes, the knights shall duel, and whoever wins will win the hand of the princess. Where's my pen? Whatever. But yes, my voice is too long. Conspicuously absent, Princess Cecilia herself. My friend, I fear this was inevitable. Perhaps fate always intended for us to meet in so base a fashion. We actually already saw this dialogue. You hesitate. Kafka. Jim Ragerwall. PC, Baron. Although it's also on the PSP. And I believe the Vita? As I say, since she's literally skilled in fighting, although she's a staff person and not a, sword person. No, Cecilia. Joshua, no. I mean, Cecilia, no. I did not wish to observe a duel between the two of you. I had to find a way to put a stop to the fight. Hear me, all in attendance. Dismiss me and cast aside your differences. Are we not all of the barrel? Do we not all love this land? There is so little that separates us from it. If you would but take your foe's hand, surely we could find a peaceful resolution. No. No comment. Pronounced Eidos, consequently. Which is funny, because I think I've been saying it wrong. Yeah, they actually managed to hire ILM. Just for this. And they got the money, right? Oh yeah, sorry. Revive! There we go, we're good. It is apparently supposed to be pronounced the same as Eidos, aka E-I-D-O-S, hence the pronunciation. Yeah, I used to say Eidos as well. That's why I'm now correcting myself. I feel like that's half my job, is correcting myself in pronunciations. Adios! Very well, I shall grant a kiss. Aww. Pronunciation run. I didn't know it was pronounced Eidos until I was looking it up just a bit ago when you guys were like, it's a spoiler, and I was like, okay, give me a sec. The silver-haired man returns. Mysterious as always. Well, Azathoth is easy. Talfga Endryson, I believe? No, Endrydyson. Azathoth Kvalka Endrydyson. There you go. Yeah, I don't know, Mazanaka. Corsets are like some form of torture. We're gonna rake in the mirror. I mean, the proceeds will go for a good cause. She's freaking out because someone else kissed Joshua. And she doesn't even understand her own feelings because she's 16. I did not know that, Raven Zero. Doesn't surprise me that much, though. I mean, you have to pull from the same general pool of voice actors, otherwise you get Trials of Mana. I've been doing that all week, mistaking the words trails and trials, because I've been talking a lot about Trials of Mana lately, and Trails of the Sky. Or Trails in the Sky, or whatever. But yeah, they're siblings, but they're not, but they both are totally into each other, but they're not, and they're 16. Actually are 16. I am told by multiple people that there's bad voice acting in Trials of Mana. Thank you very much, that resolves. Appreciate and oblige the sub. Thank you. If you know where you want to put that for increasing priority, please let me know. Other than having a cool heel. I don't have my sunglasses handy. Yeah, trials, trails, and tails. We'll see when we get there, Mitch Connor. It is on the list. It's already funded. This is JRPG year. Jeez Louise. Like, we're playing Earthbound, and Chrono Trigger, and Legend of Dragoon, and this, and Persona 5, and Trials of Mana. I feel like I'm missing a few. Yeah. Dealer's choice. Thank you again, sir. And or madam. I'll go and jot that down really quick. I'm actually pretty nervous about Legend of Dragoon. We'll see what we think of it when we get there. I don't know, if only there was someplace we could find the list, Baron. Such a pity. Yeah, we're also playing Oblivion, so we got a Western RPG in there, too. 1 million Mira is what we just gave her to build the orphanage. The festival collects donations for charity every year. People donated specifically to help rebuild the orphanage. Take the damn money, or I will smack you. Hi, Sean. Oh yeah, we will lack the ability to cheat in Legend of Dragoon. I just realized that. That's gonna suck. Hey, Irinaru. Why have I waited to play Outer Worlds? Because it's not out on PC yet. I am playing this one on PC. I guess this doesn't give it away, but... We'll see, ISD. I mean, I'd prefer it to be on GOG, Durg. If you prefer, I could just say the game's not out yet, which is also an accurate statement. By the way, while I do like this game, this is why this game absolutely deserves the no skippable cutscenes thing. We have been in one non-stop cutscene since before the play started. There. See? Whoops. What? That was weird. Now we're out of cutscenes. Look, I'm down for story, really. But, like, there's so many reasons why that's not a good thing from a game design perspective. I mean, I don't want to get into it too much, Dirk, but, you know, imagine if Emperor Palpatine showed up and started offering offering for you to help fund a charity, you know? It's like... it's kind of hard to decide what to do there, you know? Oh my gosh, I'm so surprised. I mean, she had 1 million Mira on her. Even decent people will look at that and be like, yeah, it's worth it. The worst kind of unskippable cutscenes is Kingdom Hearts 1 and Final Fantasy X. I don't even have to think about that. Long, unskippable cutscenes immediately before difficult boss fights. Have you ever played this series, Eric? You might like it. It's a little grindy for me, but you might like it. For God's sakes, fine. Okay, hang on. Trails in the Sky 1, 2, and 3, and Cold Steel 1, 2, and 3 are already out. Which boss fight in 10? Unalesca comes to mind immediately. Also, all the Seymour fights have nice long cutscenes leading up to them. I would agree with that, Mazanaka. That's the one we're playing right now, Eric. Although I'm closer to... looks like 14 hours into it. these and be done with it. Yeah, no kidding, Melkor. And the Seymour ones. Yes, I did, Much Connor. I said I'd turn it off for major encounters, and this qualifies. If I die, I'll turn it back on. But I'm not super worried about it. Pretty much, Baron. At this point, I've cheated more to just give myself crystals than anything else. Just for you, Mazanaka. Even though it didn't seem to do anything. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that just... I don't know. It feels like a complete waste of time. To me. Considering the spells do so much more damage. I actually did read up on a few Reddit threads on this game, off camera, and they all seem to agree. Arts for the win. Which also lines up with my own experience with this game. I should probably do that really quick. Come on. God damn it, game. No, it has overworld encounters. You probably can't see them because of the pace I'm running, but here, I'll try and show one off. There, hang on. There, see? You can actually see the enemy just roaming around. There's one over there. Oh, I'll take this over our random encounters any day. In fact, this is already a potential positive. Positive. For the record, I would not rob a matron of an orphanage of 1,000,000 mira, or dollars. That's horrifying. What the hell? Then I'd just kill her and have someone replace her who's actually going to take care of the kids, and then give them the $1,000,000, Darth Tyron. I know what you're thinking. Lore, how could you? You remember the matron of the orphanage in Skyrim? And yeah, for some reason, he's familiar with sleeping powder. Freaking ninja. Or rogue, or whatever you want to call that. Ah. Probably the latter, Mazanaka. When you develop a series across that long a period of time, people tend to bounce around in terms of who's in charge of what. Hello, it's a got. Or a get. God, I've already forgotten. It's a weird name. A boy. It was agate, wasn't it? No, I don't remember, Melkor. See you around, SJ. No, Baron. Jesus Christ, you're like the fourth person to say that. All of the no. Listen, Random, I'm not genociding anybody. I'm just killing one evil matron in Skyrim. And everyone's gonna cheer when she's dead. It's the only killing you can do in that entire quest arc that is not evil. Wait up! Poor, hey dude. Yeah, if you want to drop $23 million on my face, I'll do a theater of this. I'll even pay to fly people out to record lines for it. But, yeah, no. Yeah, someone has to be like, quack, quack, quack. You're gonna make fun of me, Darth Tyrann, but I've already figured out the mechanics of how I do it. Get a hotel, pay for the person to fly out, stay at the hotel for about a week, have the studio set up, have all their lines written out, and the scenes already ready to go. And just go through basically all of their lines in one go, across however many days it takes. And then fly them back home. Ooh, Prussian francs. Those are like hot dogs, right? I did the math, Mr. Red. $23 million would leave me with about $11 to $14 million left after taxes. And $11 million is the minimum amount I would require to take care of both myself and my family long term. Yeah, no kidding, Mazanaka. So they're being mind controlled. In case you missed the narration, it said their eyes are blank and emotionless. So I'm not going to cheat for this one either. Okay, so... Excuse me. Yep, I mean, it worked with... I can't remember his name now. The Don. We literally beat the sense out of him, and that worked for some reason. Like I said, arts for the win.
Well, that takes care of that.
Oh, flame burn him. I was gonna say, his not a C. Whatever, his thing is awesome. Like, everyone else is casting spells. Craft, that's it. His craft thing is just, yeah, I'm just gonna kill you in the face. Craft here while I'm at it. Yeah, look at that. Nothing. I actually figured out why melee, that is to say, physical damage in general, is so underpowered in this game. Like I said, I was doing a little looking into it. You see, there's... Does she not have? There we go. The way that they designed the defense equation, for lack of a better way to put it, is that there's a hard cutoff. So if I have the defense to withstand your attack, then your attack does virtually nothing to me. Unlike most games where the drop-off for defense is like this, in this game it's more like this. It's like a cliff. I hit the wrong thing, but whatever. In other words, if you have enough physical attack power to overwhelm their defense, you do plenty of damage. If you don't, you do nothing. This is one of the reasons why you saw me doing 0 damage in several fights earlier. Apparently that becomes downright common in the late game. Assuming you're not set up for it, obviously. No, this is actually what I wanted to do. Come on. We don't need to kill him. Just knock him out. You know what really messes me up? If I could just talk about this for a second. I've always thought there's something especially evil about the idea of someone who wants to mind control everyone in the world, you know? Like, there's... I don't know, it's hard to explain, but that's just really messed up to me. Like, more than other crimes would be. What kind of mind do you have to be to think that everyone in the world should always be under your total and absolute control at all times? What is wrong with you to think that? Apocalypse wanted that once in the movie, if you remember.
Alright, we're good to go.
Yeah, no kidding, Raven Zero. I mean, to be completely honest, even the Borg are not that bad. As horrible as that may sound to say. Job well done. Now I'll be able to blame this mess on those punks and everything will work out perfectly. I take it you're satisfied? Yes, you've handled things nicely. We have no incriminating evidence, right? Even when those fools regain their senses, they won't remember a thing. The loud housekeeper won't wake up until morning, either. With this, the matron should give up on her dreams of rebuilding the orphanage, and the series of incidents along this arson will wound up looking like the work of those lowlifes. We can get too... Why do you care about shutting down the orphanage? If you want to know so bad, I'll let you in on a secret. The mayor intends to transform the entire area into a series of very upscale vacation homes. A scenic seaside area not far from Ruined City. What more favorable geographic location could there be for a vacation home? We'll build lavish estates and sell them to the highest bidder. That's been the mayor's plan all along. Why do you need to burn the orphanage down? Think about it. Imagine trying to sell a luxury estate to someone with a ramshackle place like that, marring the view. Not to mention the little brats running around close, making a ruckus. Why not just buy the place? You didn't really think that stubborn woman would sell off the land left to her by her late husband, did you? If we were to haul away the burned-out remains while they were away and build something in its place, there's not much they could do, could there? And since they have no money, they'll have no choice but to accept their fate. This is so pathetically evil. Wow! I honestly don't remember this. This is pathetic and petty at an astonishing level. You hurt Matron Teresa and the children and burned their memories to ashes. Deprived the children of their smiles. For that? Jesus Christ. I mean, how many movies for like the last 30 years, 40 years, have had the main plot be, you know, someone wants to buy real estate and in so doing hurts someone else, like, in order to do it. Animated films do that, for God's sakes. I heard about that, Mazanaka. Like, the one organization that even Ouroboros was like, nah, no, you don't get to exist. You're not cool. This is new music, I just noticed that. I like to call it a flunk attack. Aw. I didn't think it would knock them back. I just hit nothing. Ah, whatever. Die.
Well, that takes care of that.
Yeah, Gilbert's mercenaries are not worthwhile for this. In accordance with the laws of the Bracers Guild. They say that a lot. Your insults are pretty funny, considering we just beat the crap out of you. Come any closer, this guy's brains are going to be splattered all over this place. You're not our employer. The mayor is. Whether it's you or the mayor, the outcome would have remained the same. We only cooperated because we shared a mutual interest. We couldn't care less whether you live or die. Nah, they only shot him in the leg. So yeah, remember what I said about how the mayor can't actually be that good of a person? Apparently I called it. Fine, let's go beat up Gilbert for a while. Whack. 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 I mean, if nothing else, Gilbert was totally cool with the whole plan, so he is just as guilty as far as I'm concerned. Whoop. Nope, wrong one. It's the next one. You like backtracking, right? I sure hope so. This is the 5th time we've gone up and down this particular path. Hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, 5th time. We have to leave a corrupt mayor in power? God, could you imagine having to live with your political leader being a corrupt individual? That must be terrible. That's not even a comment on modern events. I don't actually know where the mayor's house is. I just realized that. South block. Okay. There we go. Jesus Christ, look at that villa. Look at this place. Oh my god. I've seen houses in real life less fancy than this that go for the 7-digit range. Don't ask me while I was looking at 7-digit range houses. Nice, Joshua. Just talked circles around her there. Yeah, I was gonna say, remember the Duke being around here? Why else would the Duke show up here? I'm sorry, I should explain that outright. So what he said was, she's like, oh, I'm sorry, the mayor's visiting with a guest. I can't let you interfere. And so he said, oh, he's visiting with the Duke, right? Yes, how did you know? Oh, we were invited too. I'm sorry, we were a little late. Can you please... Oh, well, I guess you're bracer, so sure, I'll let you in. Just talked circles around her. It's a good thing he's a good guy. Could you imagine if Joshua was a bad guy? Meanwhile, the Duke is drunk and agreeing with everything. That evil mayor. You can tell he's evil because he has a Hitler mustache. Prepare me in a state worthy of your future king. God, you know, there have been real-life pathetic kings. I'm just... I am to be your next king. Such purchases are every day for a man of my standing. We'll get a written contract in a minute, but first, one more drink. What do you people want? You look familiar. Hi, Mr. Butler. We just dropped by to talk to the mayor. No big deal. If you're here on guild business, you should speak with some semblance of matters. In the middle of an important discussion, why don't you come back later? I apologize. We intend no disrespect. We simply came to report to you that we have identified the arsonist. Well, and I suppose, my lord, would you excuse us a moment? No, say what you're gonna say here. Sounds interesting. It's okay. Maybe the Duke will have something to add. Won't do any harm for him to hear this, will it? It seems Matron Teresa was attacked last night. Could the arsonist be linked to that? Oh, it seems very likely. Unfortunately, the attackers are still at large. So who did it? It's exactly who you think it is, Mayor. Ah, it's quite a shame. I was hoping I could make them see the error of their ways before it's too late. I suppose it was a vain hope on my... Who are you talking about? Why, the Ravens. They've been hiding in... I'm sorry, sir, they aren't responsible. They are the victims themselves. The culprit is... you. We have Gilbert in custody, and we know everything. We also have proof you stole the money donated to restore the orphanage your lackey set on fire. Can you deny that charge? Do you think I know the people in the black clothes? Well, that's a little strange. We didn't say anything about black clothes. Butler, you're writing all this down, right? You don't know when to get up, do you? We know you were plotting to build vacation homes on the land the orphanage occupied. Do you still deny these charges? I've had these development plans in place for ages. They're just part of ruined city planning. What reason would I have to be so impatient that I'd resort to criminal acts? How about a mountain of debts to pay off? Hi, Neil. So, if you remember, Neil was investigating something, but he refused to tell us what, because he said it was too big for us. I'm a reporter with the Liberal News. Neil Burns. I gotta admit, Neil's been growing on me bit by bit this whole game. I've been checking into the city's financial affairs recently, and what do I see but the mayor has been diverting funds from the city budget lately. Huh. I'm not buying it. You haven't even started construction. I thought it was kind of strange, so I dug deeper, and I found links to the airship company's services. That was quite the little surprise. 1 year ago, you took more than a few trips to the Calvard Republic. Ah, sightseeing. Reasonable claim. Truth is, you amassed a nice, big debt over there. Am I right? By using town funds to speculate in risky commodities in the hopes of cashing in. This is a real thing, by the way. Never do this. Okay? Economic advice from the lore runner. Never try to burn money you can't afford to spend on risky investments. It can pay off. And you can win the lottery. And that should say all I need to say about that. So how much did he lose? From what my fellow reporters told me, something to the tune of 100 million Mira. I can see why you'd turn to crime over an amount that high. 100 million? I'm pretty few with my spending, but I've got nothing on you. This isn't a competition, you know. Now that you mention it, he took funds from the city budget to pay off his debts and stay off questions. But I can't understand why he turned to arson and theft to build vacation homes. It just seems so random. Go ahead, run your story. With all its wild speculations, I'll sue you and the newspaper for libel? Libel, yeah, I'm right. Suddenly confident, aren't we? And you all. The Bracers Guild does not have the authority to arrest me. I'm the mayor. Want you out of here now. I guess he's right. Mayor, may I ask you one question? What now? What is a student of the Royal Academy doing associating with such people? Disgraceful. Return to campus at once. Why did you not use your own assets to pay off the debt? 100 million Mira is a lot of money, but I think House Dalmore certainly has enough assets to settle the matter. Fancy painting right there, fancy table, nice carpet, statues. This estate could easily sell for 100 million. Don't be ridiculous. This estate has been handed down to the Dalmore family for generations. How could I simply let it go? The orphanage was no different. For many, it was a place fondly remembered. No one has the right to destroy something like that. How could you do such a thing? How dare you liken this estate to that dilapidated old hovel? You care for no one but yourself. More than being the mayor or being the head of House Dalmore. You pitiful man. You have quite a way with words, young lady, but let's see if you change your tune in a few minutes. We're just gonna let him do this. We're just gonna let him do this. Those look like corals. The Duke literally just passed out. Everything you think you know will die with you here. Don't worry, if there's anything left of you, I'll dump it in the river. He does have a mustache to twirl. Jesus Christ. Boss fight. At least now we can arrest him for trying to kill him. Or for him trying to kill us. Back to jazz for some reason. Wait. Go. Oh, I hit the wrong button. That's why. God damn it, I hit the wrong button. That's my fault. Yes. Yeah, you know what's funny is what he was doing made perfect sense. Because, you know, he was within his political rights to just tell us to piss off. Because he doesn't know her status yet. And then he completely screwed it over by deciding to try and kill us. Did it do no damage? Oh my god, it literally did no damage. So about that defense thing I mentioned earlier. Okay. Let's see what fire does to these guys. 21. Yeah, they don't have resistance, elemental resistance. I just did 21 damage with one of my strongest fire attacks. I did also look up a little bit of how spell scaling works, consequently. Basically, it's kind of like World of Warcraft used to work, where it's actually more worthwhile to use lower-level spells at a certain point of stats, because your stats make the lower-level spells do about the same damage as the higher-level spells, but they're obviously much cheaper, so... Still, that should have... Like, I shouldn't be anywhere near that point yet. Let's, God, Okay, that's a little bit of damage. This is gonna be mean. All right, yeah, heal thyself. Still not cheating, because you know. Jesus Christ! Yeah, okay, that guy's just got tons of magic defense. We need to get rid of the other guy. Wait, no, wrong one. Wrong spell. Well, it was the same thing in WoW, Raven Zero, because back when spells had ranks, lower ranked spells actually took less time to cast. You know, 1.2 or 1.4 seconds instead of a full 2. So it was better in basically every way, unless you needed a big fukong. Back in BC, we used to play a game called Greater Heal, the Greater Heal game, which I think I've referenced a few times. Longest game I've ever played? World of Warcraft. So, hang on. So I'm stuck on a desert island, but I have to pick a game that I've negatively reviewed. But the problem is that's almost every game I've ever reviewed. So what do you mean, exactly? Let's see if we can do any damage with physical here. Not really. Jesus. God, these guys hit like trucks! Wait, why am I still alive? More gameplay negatives than positives? Can you do me a favor and tell me what those games are? I don't know off the top of my head. Okay, so let's do this. It also has a strength buff spell. Okay, so they're healing me. You saw that, right? The pink guy healed me when he hit me. Okay, he just buffed the hell out of his buddy there. That's lovely. There you go. Red Dead Redemption 2. Done. Sold. Moving on. Okay, yeah, no, I don't have any cheats going right now. I am confused. Just one more second. So we're just gonna do this. And this. So let's see if we actually do damage this time. Okay, well, we actually did. Hers is a heal.
Light of the heavens, heal these battered wings. Radiant blast!
But that gives him a time to get his spell off. And do 0 damage! Let's see if we do any damage this time. Yep, okay. Weird. That was just a buggy fight in general. Or else there was just something going on I didn't understand.
Alright, we're good to go.
So, Mr. Mayor, my sweet babies, how could you do this? I want to talk. In accordance with Bracer Kill Polar Code, and this time with authority, we're placing you under arrest. Surrender and you will not be harmed. You leave me no choice but to use my trump card. Time stop. He used an artifact. Your knowledge is impressive, Miss Rians. This is the Kronos Rod, an artifact which happens to be a family heirloom. I'm going to sit here and just casually talk about my plan while I have a limited time effect going on. How does the church not know about it? With a tool crafted by the wise ancients themselves. Who were so wise they destroyed the world. What else would one expect? Tactical ordnance can't even begin to compare to this. Sadly, it only has that one function. Which means I'll have to sully my hands and dispose of you myself. You should consider this an honor. I think I'll start with the smart-mouthed brat first. Perhaps I'll save the intelligent girl for last. Now, what was that you were saying about authority? You could plead for your lives. It might help, but I doubt it. Keep your filthy hands off of us still. You certainly talk for big for someone who can't even wriggle his fingers. Fine, I'll start with you. If I could just reach my camera. What was that? Oh. Ah, right. The orbment Dad sent us, which we still have on our person, of course. Time to face reality. Can't believe you'd really stoop this low. It's disgusting. I will not be taken in! Don't let him run away! Jesus Christ! Come on, I want to give you a story plus for this section. Don't make me give you a story negative, too. I believe I've lost a few layers left. You are right, my lord. Oh, for Christ's sakes. Really? That's a yacht? Yeah, it's a yacht about the size of my bed. A little taller, but, you know. Fair enough, IST. He probably doesn't have any money left after all his debts. He still has a gun, though. Looks like the goddess smiles. Ado smiles on me this day. Farewell, brat. And there's the army. Alright, getting away is all well and good, but what now? I guess I have no choice but to head for the Empire. Or if I lay low a mile, maybe he... So, military-grade airship. I guess we've seen a couple of these before. The little, you know, patrol boats. I do that all the time with helicopters in Ghost Recon Wildlands. I need to stop that truck! Is that the Royal Army? No, the coat of arms is wrong. Oh, this is the Royal Guards ship. I have no idea how to pronounce it. Ah, looks like we got here just in time. Are you Her Majesty's Royal Guard? Precisely. I am the company commander, Julia Schwartz. Mayor Morris Dalmore of Rouen, I'm placing you under arrest for arson, robbery, and embezzlement, also attempted murder. Don't forget attempted murder. Mayor, if I were you, I'd shoot myself. RCL? How'd they get here so fast? Oh there, bracers. Your cooperation is greatly appreciated. Please, let us handle this matter. I'm just saying, attempted murder should be up there somewhere. Attempted murder? What is that, honestly? Do they give points for attempted chemistry? Anyways. I pressed Mayor Dalmore for information once he regained consciousness, but apparently he can't remember anything regarding the last few hours very well. If he remembers them at all. He is also drawing a complete blank about the arson and robbery. Oh god, was he mind-controlled too? That would explain why he was so comically evil. Because anyone who gets mind-controlled, it just turns stupid evil. Like Sith evil, right? And we could probably guess why that is. The, RCL? RCL? Was only just completed and still undergoing flight testing. I might ask you not comment on her at all until she's officially unveiled. Oh, come on! You can at least give me something about the mayor and his steward being arrested. Don't worry, the facts of the story will be given over to the Royal News Agency. Until then, don't report any of this. Fine. I'll write a story with nothing. Neil. I'm told the liberal news circulation has increased dramatically as of late. I hope he's not planning to write a big propaganda piece. Never mind. Hey, it's Colonel Awesome. I'm not joking. I like the Colonel. I presume you're the new bracers the guild spoke of. You're the one Jean got in touch of? Yes, I received word at Leston Fortress, where the royal forces are stationed. Got here as quickly as I could, only to find the crisis had passed. Excellent work, Lieutenant. Very kind of you, sir. Still, I wonder, what would bring the guards from the royal city here and so quickly? Perhaps you know of a route so secret, even our intelligence division's unaware of it. Come now, Captain, this is hardly a time to pick a fight. I was simply admiring the proactive stance of the Royal Guard. It's good to have you on our side. Oh, I agree, Mazanaka. I'm just saying that the burning down an orphanage and trying to blame it on the local ruffians and trying to murder children, that is probably the MC stupid evil, you know? Mind control. Sorry. I actually didn't remember that he was mind controlled. The Colonel looked like he was eyeballing Chloe to anyone else. Was he? It's just because he doesn't see students very often. I wouldn't make too much of it. There's nothing there. That's not the impression I got at all. I'm certain he's just as surprised as you are. It's hard to believe Bracer so young would be so capable. He might be scouting you out to become part of the Royal Guard. Oh, come on, don't flatter us. We had a lot of help on this case. You're not only full-fledged bracers, you're not full-fledged bracers yet, but I presume you wish to become so. Yep, we need to... Oh, let's not go into that. You're partaking in self-study, then. Ain't that the truth, Noel? And thank you very, very much for the sub, sir. Appreciate and obliged as always. Thank you. If you know where you want that one to go, let me know. I mean, well, I don't want to say too much right now. That's probably the nicest ship I've seen in the game so far. I know we'll see a few more in the future. Cold Steel 2? No. Cold Steel 2 is already funded. Don't tell me the Royal Guardsman showed up, and our CL was there too. She's supposed to be cutting edge. Too bad I work the info desk. I'd like to see that. Never figured you for the military enthusiast. Oh, I saw silver hair at the play, Noel. Yeah, did we ever get the million back? So do you want to put it towards something else, Noel? Yeah, no kidding, Raven Zero. So next we're going to Zeiss. Cyberpunk? Nope, that's been funded for over a year. It was literally we actually invented the concept of locking down a run and disallowing future donations because people wouldn't stop donating to Cyberpunk. And it was getting ridiculous. So no, that's been locked down for forever. It was literally the first lockdown run. Chapter 2 concluded. Meanwhile, Evil Bee and Evil Boo. How is he keeping up with such a huge sword? So there's two types of lockdown runs. Games that haven't come out yet, which will obviously then be played pretty much as soon as possible when they do come out. And games that are being held off because it's appropriate for some reason. For example, VTMB1 is in lockdown. Even though I could play that right now, because we're going to play it right before we play VTMB2. Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 are in lockdown because there's a lot of word going around that there's going to be a re-release of those games, so we're kind of waiting on that. And Cold Steel 2 is on lockdown until Cold Steel 1 is funded. So that's the logic. Cold Steel 1. No. See, the list itself is in lockdown. We cannot add new games to the list, and Cold Steel 1 is not in the list. That's actually why Cold Steel 2 is the only one there. It's Red Mask. That is correct, Raven Zero. When the list opens up again, people could donate towards Cold Steel 1 and 3. And Trails 3. And I guess maybe the Crosscode or whatever, Crossbell games. I'm going to have to do some looking into the feasibility of that, but that's at least a possibility. Are you the one in charge? Only of this particular scene. Allow me to apologize on behalf of my men. Can I persuade you to overlook this incident? I'd like you to overlook this incident. We never had any intention of running afoul of the Bracer Guild. I thought it a generous offer. Certainly a fairer price than death. Return to the rendezvous point at once. Think it'll be easy to make me talk. It's a painful thing to be powerless in a crisis, but you know that feeling all too well, don't you? I can see it in your eyes. There's no shame in powerlessness. There's no shame in being outmatched. It's actually true. You and I both know that. Perhaps we could come to a mutually beneficial arrangement. Screw you. Rorg. Nice try, but you got a heavy heart. And a heavy heart makes for a light blade. Oh yeah, there's totally magic in this setting. No. Although it's all magitech. Like, I don't know... To my knowledge, there's no what I would call concrete magic in this setting. There's something that might qualify, but I haven't played that far into the series to really say something about it. In order to live as a man, you must forego all anger and grief. With that, I bid you farewell. I'm curious who Red Mask is at this point, because I don't remember, obviously. Well, I mean, the curse technically qualifies as Magitech, I think. Because it was crafted, you know? I don't know. Like I said, I'm not that familiar with the setting. He was a mayor by bloodline alone, rather than actually elected. How many chapters are in this game again, by the way? Someone answered that earlier, but I don't remember because I'm stupid. 5, okay, thank you. Kind of keeping mental track of my pace. Four? Raise eyebrow. Oh, it's 5 counting the prologue. I was assuming it was 5 not counting, so like prologue and then 5 chapters. So we're in... The 2 major shareholders both said no, Melkor. So the answer is no. In fact, the website's already been updated to reflect that. The next game we'll be playing will be Persona 5. And then we'll be playing that for 7 months. Slight exaggeration. It's interesting how much paperwork there is involved in going from one city to the next. I mean, as I've mentioned before, they're barely even a kingdom, so it kind of makes sense. Wonder who that could be. Yeah, I never got the Joker memes. Then again, there's a lot of memes I don't get, so whatever. Ah! Got it. Combat spam. Probably going to be a negative. As combat spam usually is. I may have been playing Persona 5 mostly with the audio off when I played through it. Helped me to concentrate. And I didn't like the music. Goodbye forever, Chloe. We'll never see you again. Ever. Yeah, acid jazz. That is a good way to put that. And if you're into that, great. I'm not. So I just kind of played with the sound off. Aww. Scream. Scream. Who's voicing him again? Scream? Do you like the Beatles, Dirg? That's my favorite example. Mostly because of the extreme nature of it. Because the Beatles are extremely popular and extremely well liked, and I just can't stand them. Pardon my rudeness. I've come to get your report on the incident. Thank you for your service. Scree. Now settle down, Sieg. Have you been fulfilling your duty as escort? Scree, scree. But don't worry, I'll play with the sound on. I have to, it's my job. I can be stronger even than you two. Well, I do not have a crush on Chloe. It's not unreasonable after all. Okay, you see once again how Estelle is getting all... Like, this still could have lined up to the fact that Estelle was into Chloe and not Joshua. Because it would mean Estelle was actually jealous not of Chloe for getting to kiss Joshua, but of Joshua for getting to kiss Chloe. And here, she mentions it's not unreasonable to have a crush on Chloe. You see? You see why I was thinking this when I was playing through this? Note to self, do not insert foot into mouth. Why do I feel so relieved that they didn't get to kiss? Still leaning in the direction that I mentioned. I'm fine, let's go. Yeah, sure. Gonna keep ignoring combat. See how the difficulty curve is. So far, the difficulty curve has actually been pretty decent. We've been avoiding combat for a while, and just fighting bosses, and we've been keeping up pretty well. So, kudos on that part. I was fully expecting to fall behind and have to just start, cheating up, Death Doom on boss fights, but we haven't had to yet. Yeah, like Reen and what's-his-face? Raven Zero. Sorry, I'm just joking. Wait. Yeah, no, that's right, that's right. I gotta admit, I'm not impressed with dungeon design either. It's girl! You taking this road too? You see any lights that weren't working? There was one that was flickering. 2 rivers between it and here. Sorry, gotta hurry. Of course, Joshua was paying enough attention to recognize that. I really do love how good of a job they do, making it clear that Joshua pays very clear attention to a lot of things. Things he probably shouldn't be paying attention to. Oh, hey. I've been debating Melkor. Because it was great, and then it lost me, but then it explained why it lost me, and so I'm just kind of torn. Monsters. Jigging it up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. See, that's why I was debating Melkor. Bearing, sit, angle of elevation, 20 degrees. Orbital compensation at 30%. Completely miss. If you come any closer, I won't miss next time. No. If only there were people here to help. Yep, she's probably a genius, even though she can't aim worth a damn. Alright, what do you got? Ooh, not bad. Useless right now, though, so... And dead. See, we're keeping up in combat and bugging out the sound. There we go. It went away. Least favorite period of JRPGs? Probably the originals. Way back in the day with FF1, Dragon Quest 1. I'd say Phantasy Star, but that one was actually pretty okay. The original Ys games. Yeah, NES RPGs are just a very clear example, in my opinion, of course, of sand before water. Probably gonna bake those into one here. Can I name a good NES RPG? No. I suppose Final Fantasy III kind of comes close. Earthbound Zero, aka Mother 1, would come close if not for some very, very, very serious issues with it. I was actually debating the Dragon Quests, but honestly, the only one I remember distinctly is Dragon Quest 1. I haven't played 2 or 3 since they came out. So when we play them for the stream, it'll be the first time in, like, 30 years. Or however long it's been. Well, FF3 on the NES is arguably better than FF3 on the DS, Diligent Dodo. Especially for the time. Yeah, Hydaelite is clearly the best NES RPG, even though it's actually not an RPG. So yeah, that beat the tar out of us. So let's heal up a little, shall we? Oh yeah, there's a heal thing right up here. Classic run. What's the difference? Never mind, you said rumination. So you see, Raven Zero, there's this thing called health points, alright? Now bear with me. If you take a point of damage, your health points are reduced by 1 point. Now, I'm going to need you to repeat that 17 times to me before you... I'm actually very curious how Mystic Quest is going to rate in the review. Because I enjoy Mystic Quest. I do. I used to replay it semi-regularly. In fact, I actually started speedrunning it. I never got around to it because I had to stop speedrunning in general. But... I agree with that, Diligent Dodo. A lot of FF3 could probably be summarized by the words, good ideas with bad execution. And I think the requiring you to use spells for dungeon design thing is part of that, Diligent Dodo. Actually, ditto, McAngerstein. What's funny about that, Ravenzer, is there's actually a lot of tactics to FFMQ, but not in ways that are very overt. I myself didn't even realize how much there is to that game until I started planning out the speedrun route. And I was like, oh, wow. Because so much of it's unnecessary. You can just kind of auto-A through everything, especially if you're leveling. You know, if you Korean method your way through Mystic Quest, you'll be way ahead of the leveling curve. Alright, hang on. I'm gonna check my notes here on where I should be. Alright. I mean, yeah, Secret of Mana is a game I enjoy tremendously. But almost entirely because of the co-op aspect of it, you know? That is a game that, you know, in review terms, is almost assuredly going to be a negative. Korean method is when you turn into a Korean and then you're excellent at StarCraft. I'm just kidding. Korean method, named by a friend of mine, who was Korean, is when it's a style of playing through a game where you don't avoid any encounters, but you don't seek out any encounters. So basically, if you're in like a Final Fantasy which has random encounters, you don't run from any battles, but you don't run back and forth either. You just go from point A to point B, and whatever encounters happen. That's the Korean method. In a game where there's actually physical enemies you can see, like this game or Secret of Mana or World of Warcraft, then what you do is as you're going from point A to point B, you make sure to kill everything as you're going. Alright, so I need... Let's see... I still don't have scent. I'm supposed to have scent. I do not have it. Oh, whatever. Those cost a lot. I may be cheating here in a minute, okay, guys? Is that cool? Does anyone have problems with me continuing to cheat? I guess that's a fair point. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, okay. Yep, alright. No, you're right. You're right. You're right. There. Okay. We're good. We're good. I've heard several people say it's the normal method of play, Mazanaka. I have also heard several people say that it is not. It's certainly not how I used to play JRPGs. First time I ever played Earthbound, I actually got stuck. Because he reached a point where I could not progress, I couldn't backtrack, and I couldn't level. I couldn't survive a single fight. Because I was so underleveled. Okay, so I have those. I already have one of those. Hang on. Just gonna spend a moment here. Yeah, I know a few people who their main method of getting through games was to, grind. Basically whenever they could. That was it. I don't have Impede 3. Damn right we did, Mr. Red. Still don't have... Oh, well. Sure. Don't have that one either. Hey, Mendeckler. What'd you get? We'll try that setup. Yeah, I never got that trophy, because I did that on the PS2. We didn't have trophies there. So I'll never get that trophy, because I already did that, you know? No thank you. Oh, nice. Ice cream. Yum, yum, yum. This is called an escalator. The correct way to go down an escalator. What do we got? $300 times? Jesus. I think I've managed like 30, maybe. That's about it. Sure. Let's see if this is worth anything. Oh. I think I only have one platinum trophy on the PS4. For Spider-Man on the PS4. I usually don't even bother. That should be just enough. Okay. They've got fresh arms and armor. And we might even do some actual physical damage. Who knows? I mean, I like 100%ing a game that is enjoyable to 100%. And in the old days, I would 100% games because I was stupid. I've 100%ed FF6. Twice. And in case it's not obvious by my tone, that is not a thing I'm proud of. Yes, I did, Raven Zero. And yeah, she pissed me off a lot. I actually got legitimately angry during that. I was not happy with it, because I got angry on camera. Obviously, I was streaming it. And it was just, ugh. WTF. Define ultimate boss for me, Mr. Red. I've never 100%ed FF13, and I never will. Unless you donate $23 million, right? Please don't. Please don't. Girl with chestnut hair tied in twin ponytails and a boy with black hair and amber eyes. That is you, is it not? My name is Kilika. FF10 reference. Okay, so the super optional of FF6 is the Kaiser Dragon, which is only in the GBA version. And the, the PC and mobile versions. In the original, there's actually no super boss. There's no super optional in the original FF6. The closest thing is the Brachiosaur. Do you have some kind of superpower, Kilika? My business is to provide support. I simply decipher the intelligence that's provided and pass it on. Translation, she's organized. Where the hell's the mayor's house? Nope, that's not it. Nope, that has to be it. Okay. Who? So there's Professor R. Please don't talk about Majora's Mask. I've really been in the mood to play Zeldas lately. Oh, jeez. Another character that just kind of bows out of the narrative for a while, huh, Mazanaka? They do a lot of that. Not that I mind. It makes sense. Not every character has to be part of every story. Unless they're Olivier, of course. So, does it say here? Nope. Well, he's got to be in the factory. Yeah, I actually liked Snow in 13.3. He only had 2 real scenes to him, but I liked both of them. And I'm just going to be blunt. I've said it before and I've said it again. Snow has more chemistry with Lightning than he does with, you know, his one true love. Estelle says, "We would like to see the mayor, Chief." Estelle reached into her pouch, paused for dramatic effect, flourished the introductory note to the factory chief. To meet the factory chief. Joshua looks stoic and try not to roll his eyes. I see. It helps that Snow has a legitimately good voice actor. I feel a lot of him is salvaged because of that, because otherwise he's just really dumb. I mean, I don't like FF13, and I'm never going to try and shy away from my opinion on that. But even I don't think it's total garbage. I've played worse. Although I guess that's not saying much. I've played Anthem, for God's sakes. I've beaten Anthem. I've beaten Quest 64. And Hydlide. Never beaten Super Hydlide. Explain. So here's this mega orbit that literally saved our lives. Listen, Mr. Red, heroes don't need plans. That's Snow in FF13 in a nutshell. Yeah, see, now that's stupid, Raven Zero. You'll never hear me say that. That's just total nonsense. I mean, ignoring the obvious fact that I have no right to dictate your opinion, why should I try to remove some of your enjoyment out of the world, right? I mean, I think we need more enjoyment, not less. Thank you. The worst game I've beaten? Ride to Hell Retribution, probably. I haven't reviewed it, but probably. That really is just an unrepentantly, unforgivably, dismissively, horrifically awful, bad game. And I've beaten it. How did I manage? Have you not seen my lore run of Ride to Hell Retribution? Allow me to quietly recommend you go watch my lore run of Ride to Hell Retribution. I'm actually very proud of it. It's probably one of the only lore runs I'm actually proud of. I put a lot of work into that one. God, that game was so terrible. Well, he mentioned the worst game I've ever beaten, McAngramstein. Anthem's pretty far down there, too. And like I said, I've beaten Anthem. So. I forget the exact numbers, Raven Zero, but we calculated out exactly how many crashes we were having. And it was something like an average of 1 crash every 30 minutes. No joke. For the whole playthrough. Oh my gosh, the granddaughter of the super genius is her, Lorshock. Yeah, it was ridiculous, Mendekler. It was absolutely ridiculous. Also, Anthem is the first BioWare game I've ever reviewed that got 0 positives to story. Whatever else you say about that game, I think that speaks for itself. That's an interesting question, Mr. Red. I'm gonna go with yes. You know what? I'm gonna pause real quick. I give up on the game. It's too difficult, and I definitely am not alt-tabbing to give out positives and negatives. Light side, Ravens, I'll tell you that right now. Not full light side, but light side. No music positive. Sorry. Because I don't like the music. And I don't... So if I don't like the music, I can't give a music positive. So that means the only way I could give a music positive is if the music is used well, which so far I can't really say it has been. Not substantially, anyways. But yeah, I'm giving a Ruin story positive. The Ruin section, the Ruin regional story was good. I've been sitting on that for a bit and kind of processing while I was pushing through this section. I think I'm actually going to go ahead and codify all of these story positives. I'll type out some more details for them later. Putting us up to there. I am also definitely going to codify the story negative. There really is some empty text issues going on here. Holy crap. Still debating the two gameplay positives. But I'm thinking I'm pretty inclined towards at least one of them. And I'm just going to go ahead and codify this one, since we're reasonably far into this game. So I'm just going to codify that negative. There we go. And we're back. Character-wise, I've been debating. I think I might give a story positive to just characters in general, rather than an individual character. None of the characters in this game, as presented in this game, have really jumped out at me that much. The only ones that have really been enjoyable are the Colonel, Olivier, who's gone now, and I feel like there's another one. But I'm not coming up with one, so I'm just going to stick with those two. Actually, you might find this funny, Mazanaka. During lunch, while I was cooking the burgers and setting that up, I had a song stuck in my head I couldn't even identify. It actually took a few minutes for me to recognize what the song was. I was like, where have I heard this song before? It was the town theme. One of the towns. I don't even remember which one. That's an interesting question, Mr. Red, to which I say Jedi Fallen Order. Well, I do like the contrast between Estelle and Joshua. He's analytical, obviously, but he's also paying attention constantly. And he's got some other layers to him as well. He cares. He understands what it's like to be an orphan, etc. She's kind of a not thinker, but at the same time, she's not an idiot. And she knows how to apply herself. She just usually doesn't even bother. She's also clearly the idealistic one, where he is the pragmatic one. The two are pretty clear yin and yang to each other, and it's a good dynamic. That's why I'm thinking of giving a plus to them, rather than to either one. The antenna hair? Yeah, exactly, Raven Zero. Exactly, Mazunaka. Rather, too often RPGs have this problem of saying, this person is such and such. And they never really actually, you know, demonstrate it. They have instead been doing the exact opposite. Basically a lot of showing, not telling. And as much as I hate to admit it, they've been doing a pretty good job of dancing around the romantic connection between the two as well. Mostly on her behalf. He's been pretty tight-lipped about things. But most of the times when it gets to her, it's been pretty apparent. Well, not apparent. It's been well done, I think. Make of that what you will. One moment. I just need to make sure. Considering how many delivery issues I've been having lately, and I do have a package that's supposed to be showing up like an hour ago. Just gonna double check here. Interesting. You know what? I'm just gonna check my door really quick. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. It does feel that way, Ravenseer, absolutely. A lot of front-loaded storytelling. I couldn't tell you that definitively right now, but I probably did my research for the rumination, so I'm going to trust past me. Something like that, Mr. Red. What I'm trying to say is that I don't think EA alone is enough to make sure a game sucks. And we have demonstrable proof of that. And he just cuts it right open. Frame is made from a metal he's never even seen before. Not really, Raven Zero. We'll see when it comes out. I mean, small spoilers, but Jedi Fallen Order 1 ended in a very clear to be continued kind of a way. Titanfall 2 was completely sabotaged in its release. Just such a damn shame. Whatever. and the World War One game. I can't remember the name of McKengrumstein. All three of them came out right alongside each other. Terrible release schedule. Or that is Battlefield, I'm sorry. I was thinking of the... So yeah, there's the Call of Duty Modern World War II game, the Battlefield World War I game, and Titanfall 2, which all came out, bam, right there in the middle. Alright, let's measure how much energy this produces. Now, I've seen FF12, I know how this is going to turn out. Black Orbman is so boring and simple. Why not call it the dark thingy of impending doom? No, simple is best. That's comforting music. And thus we opened up a black hole on the surface of the planet, and everyone died before they even realized it. No, it's actually going to be much funner than that. You actually already saw what this thing did. It cancels out orbital energy. Now it's just doing it on a larger scale. Yep, it's a frickin' EMP. A magic EMP. Huh. I'm just going to say this now to get it on camera in case I forget to comment on this later. You can't tell me Osborne wasn't prepped for this. There's no way. Yeah, no kidding, McKengrumstein. Every single time I invent something, it means trouble for me. What the hell are you doing? How rude. It's not even my fault this time. That ornament caused this. This is still your fault. Ah, you got me. As long as I can make my silver lightsaber McKengrumstein, I'm okay with it. Lord knows the tech exists. The code, rather. Yeah, but you had to cheat to get it, Raven Zero. At least early on. I actually don't know if you could get it legit. Yeah, a lot of people have been commenting on it. Most of them have been saying that I said Seth MacFarlane instead of Seth Green. Seriously, it's like half the comments. It's funny. Which game, Blackball? Oh, Pillars of Eternity 2. I hope you find it worthwhile. I forget which ship I ended up using, but whatever I did end up landing on, I got a lot of use out of it. It's a circular saw. It's made out of a special alloy that can cut through basically anything. Oh, okay. Clunk! Interesting. So apparently it's not just a sphere of expanding drain, it's actually a chain lightning disconnect. So it EMPs this, and then it bounces, and then it bounces, and then it bounces. We have to find a way that doesn't rely on orbital energy, which is hard to do in this setting. We've had this idea around for a long time. It's a combustion engine. It's very inefficient to orbital energy, but you burn fuel to produce energy. Yes, that's right. They actually do have some of the Industrial Revolution other than orbital. I mean, they have tanks, for God's sakes. You need something called gasoline. It's extremely flammable. Gasoline, I think? I don't know, I missed it. Hey, Permeus. It's this brand new type of orbital, McKenkrimstein. Believe it or not, I actually do like this type of setting, where people have become so amazingly dependent on magic because of how reliable it is, that when magic breaks down, people are like, and don't really know what else to use or how else to use things. I mean, obviously there's going to be exceptions. And there are exceptions in this setting. There are people who use tech rather than magitech. But yeah, they're the exceptions, not the rules. At least around here. Then there's the ancient tech. We're just not going to talk about that. Ooh, pretty. Pretty much, Alpha Host. Back when I was in IT, two of my coworkers had kind of a thing going, where one of them would challenge the other to solve, problems without having to Google anything. And obviously it was a challenge, but the real point was kind of a philosophical thing. Because there are circumstances in which you just do not have access to Google, and there's several of those that can exist, and so you need to have that knowledge up here rather than just referring to something. I was gonna say, I don't even know the third guy's name, Raven Zero. Pretty sure I heard him mentioned once somewhere. The first orbital-powered airship, the Calatrava, is completed. 39 failed test flights before success was achieved. No kidding, Melkor Blade. I feel like we've seen most of these before. Orbital ships is what they're technically called. So, traditional gunpowder arms do exist, and it's mentioned right there. It's just orbital guns are better. Which, of course, makes sense. It's like a magic box or something. That's an awfully specific bit of advice, Permeus. And yeah, I just like to picture that all the test pilots for the airships were pretty similarly for science kind of people. This looks wrong. Or test monkeys. Well, they certainly covered a lot of these ones, Nerdnick. The orbital revolution is, I'd say, one of the bigger plot elements of this game in particular. I don't know about the second or third, but definitely this one. Careful with the gasoline, it has a tendency to fireball. Actually, no, that's a bit of a misconception, usually perpetuated by Hollywood. You throw a match into a vat of gasoline, all it's going to do is fizzle out and do nothing. Oh hey, we can skip the elevator and play FF7. Anyways, yeah, exactly, McIngress, that's my point. And I like that. Too often fiction will introduce some big, amazing idea, and then it's just kind of over there, you know? and the setting doesn't actually properly explore it like it should. Yeah, in Hollywood, cars are made of TNT. Last Action Hero actually made fun of that in a way that amused me tremendously. Don't worry, I got this, shoots the car several times. Why didn't it blow up? Dude, I love that movie. Utterly unironically love that movie. It's a shame that it bombed. But that is the fate of many good movies. Yeah, cars in the Fallout setting. That's another example. Hey, it's a car. Plink, plink. Hell, in the GTA games, they make shooting the gas tank a game mechanic. Quick! We need to talk to him. Quick! I just realized at some point I'm just going to have to arbitrarily stop for the day. I don't think the game's going to give me a pause point. Do you like Princess Bride, Permeus? Explain, explain, explain. I actually enjoyed Demolition Man, too. And not just because of Taco Bell. Not even because of Mr. Red, although he did make the movie a lot better. Hello? There we go. No. Was it Raven? I thought it was Taco Bell, but I could be misremembering. Is it 4 or 5? Okay, it is Taco Bell. I was right. I actually like Taco Bell, so I'm down for that. Is it 4 or 4? God, I can't remember where he is. Fortunately, I can speed up time. I know, right, Braven? I mean, Demolition Man isn't exactly known for its brilliance. Not like, say, Robotrek. Yeah, no, that's kind of the problem I'm having, Masanaka. I think after this cutscene, which totally will not end anytime soon, we'll go ahead and pause for the day. I should write down the Mr. Red thing before I forget it. There we go. Pray. You got it. Thank you for watching my show. No! No donations! Must destroy donations. And then go bankrupt. Well, I am glad you're enjoying Bravely Default, World's Best Pants, and thank you very, very much, sir. Shut up, stomach. Very much obliged and appreciate your support. Thank you. Sorry. I'll put that towards Xenogears. Wait, that's a larger donation than I thought it was. Holy crap. That means I have to bow for longer. Thank you again, World's Best Pants. I try, Mazanaka. I have a whole setup to make my audio as good as I can. While at the same time cutting out things, like you can't hear my fan right now, for example. A tiny scratch is barely visible. That's what the special alloy saw, too. If we keep at it, this could work. We're gonna go through quite a few saw blades, though. I just received a message from Elmo. The hot water spa has broken down. That pile of junk is at least 40 years old. Grandpa, I got this. Dot, dot, dot. We'll take care of it. We'll defend you. Because, you know, we're awesome. That would be funny, World. So you can't hear the fan. And just to make sure I don't forget where I'm going next. Good night, Mazanaka. I'm going to cut off in like a few seconds here. Right after I get in position. There's kind of a mission log. It keeps track pretty well, but not always. There. Right there. There we go. And we're done. And we're never... So, okay, tomorrow's a Tuesday. Hang on. Let me chop off the local recording.